Our anti-war president, Donald Trump, is threatening war once again with the nation of Iran if they do not agree to his nuclear deal. I've been doing so many of these videos recently, I feel like I'm gonna have to go back and do a little like video montage of all the times that Trump criticized Biden for his warmongering in the Middle East. But here's Trump again, doing more warmongering in the Middle East. This the very thing that he said he would not do. Put this up on the screen here. This is from our friends at Ground News. Trump says there will be bombing if Iran does not make nuclear deal. Okay. President Donald Trump warned that Iran could face military action and renewed economic penalties if it does not reach a nuclear agreement with the United States. Quote, if they do not make a deal, there will be bombing, end quote. He said in an interview with NBC News, he also mentioned the possibility of imposing secondary tariffs, adding that there's a chance that if they don't make a deal, that I will do secondary tariffs on them like I did 4 years ago. Tehran responded to a recent letter from Trump through Oman, maintaining its stance against direct talks with the United States. Iranian President Mossad Pazik, I cannot pronounce that man's name, I apologize, confirmed this position, stating direct negotiations with the United States have been rejected, but Iran has always been involved in indirect negotiations. And now, too, the Supreme Leader has emphasized that indirect negotiations can still continue, end quote. So I have a challenge for the MAGA folks who will eventually find their way to this video, to the conservative folks who will find this way to this video. What would you think if this exact same set of circumstances was happening and Joe Biden was the president? Just a very honest question. How would you react if this exact same thing had happened a year ago? I just want to know, are you actually anti-war or not? Because an attack on Iran, like regardless of how you feel about their country, regardless of how you think about the day-to-day goings on of their lives there or their leader, so on and so forth, I thought that, across the political spectrum, we all came to the conclusion like more than a decade ago that we didn't want to be the world's police, that we didn't want to be causing wars all over the place, that we wanted just to bring our troops home, that we were done just being this constant presence over in the Middle East where we've essentially done nothing but send our soldiers over there to die and then just put our own country in like trillions of dollars of debt and getting absolutely nothing out of it. Is that not what happened in Afghanistan? Is that not what happened in Iraq? I mean, how many friends and family do you personally know who went over there for what? For what? I mean, especially after bin Laden was killed, right? Maybe you can make the argument that we had to go over there get bin Laden for 9/11, right? He was killed in 2011. We did not leave for another 10 years after that. What were we doing over there? How many people were killed that were US service members? How many civilians were killed over there who were just people just living their lives over there? How many people came back here with either PTSD or they lost a limb or they got exposed to burn pits or they had some kind of cancer develop? Like how many people have we sent over there for what? Like for the profits of defense contractors? We're going to go ahead and do that again. A battle with Iran would make what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan look like child's play in comparison. Iran is a much more powerful country. They have a much larger population. It's a larger landmass. It would be an absolute nightmare. We are talking about decades and decades and decades of endless war, which I'm sure companies like Boeing and Lockheed Martin and all of the defense contractors in the DC metro area are foaming at the mouth for the possibility of making that much money. But I'm asking you, regular person watching this video, why do you want that? Why do you want that? And are you able to actually stand up to Donald Trump and tell him that you do not want that? Because I cannot fathom how any logically thinking person can see this story and say, yeah, we need to go bomb Iran. For what? For what? Like, I'm losing my mind here. I'm like, didn't we all agree this was over? So I just sometimes I get really concerned and fed up with just how much of a cult there is around Donald Trump, as if the people who vote for him can't seem to detach themselves from him. They can't seem to understand that maybe they are autonomous humans and they don't have to agree with everything that Donald Trump says, even though they voted for him. I cannot understand it. I really cannot for the life of me. If we go to war with Iran, Russia will probably get involved. China will get involved. And maybe you're sitting at home beating your chest talking about, like, oh, bring it all on. We're America. We can fight anybody. Look, the outcomes of this would be catastrophic on so many levels. Maybe you don't care about civilian lives in all those other countries, even though I think it's pretty egregious that people don't. Maybe you don't care about the economic fallout because maybe you think that you're the baddest motherfucker alive and you're always going to find a way to make money. But like a lot of people in this country and around the world will be severely economically impacted from a global conflict like this. Like maybe you don't care about other people, but like I'm begging you to try, just to really just to try. This conflict would be the biggest mistake that maybe we have ever had, ever. It would be that consequential if the United States decides to attack Iran with the way that they have ingrained themselves over in the Middle East, with all the different militias that they have, with all of the different, countries that have supported them. Like, could the United States defeat them in a war? Sure. But at what cost? At what cost? And are we really willing to pay it for what? For Trump's ego? Like, there is no good reason to do this. And he was correct in saying it before when he was saying we need to de-escalate things and bring our attentions here to America and focus on what's going on here in this country. That was the correct stance when he himself took it. And now that he's in office, he's the biggest warmonger that we've seen since George Bush. And in fact, even George Bush didn't attack Iran. So I don't know. I know that conservative people find their way to these videos. I know it because you're all in the comments trolling, talking shit. What would Biden do? Just a bunch of stupid shit that I see in the comments all the time. I'm asking you to actually put your partisanship down for a hot second and think, what exactly do you want? And why is this important to you? Because I cannot think of one single good reason why attacking Iran is actually going to be good for the United States of America. I can't think of one reason. Thank you for watching this video of independent thought. If you liked the conversation, please go ahead and give the video itself a like and be sure to subscribe for future episodes on the channel.